At this point in the year, I've hit a wall. I've come such a long way in life from January to July, now it being August, and I've learned so much about myself and where I want to go in the trajectory I'm on. And I realized that a lot of what has been going on this year has been foundation building for me and the plan that God has for me. That He's showing me exactly what needs to be done so I can get where I want to go, so I can achieve and have access to the blessings He has for me. He's transforming my heart and my mind and building my discipline and my self-control and my consistency in a way that when I get into those rooms and I get into those spaces, I go to those places where He wants to bless me, I stay focused. And I came to a point in the year where I hit a wall. I I knew what I had to do. God made it clear about my trajectory and where He wants to take me right now and what I need to do, but execution has been where I faltered. And that came from getting uncomfortable with the repetition. A lot of the things that He had me doing were the same things every day, day in, day out. Happy, sad, tired, mad. I needed to get certain things done and they weren't happening. And I really felt that pent up in July, coming to the really through the whole month. And I couldn't figure out why I was running away from the process I had submitted to for so long. And I realized that even though the task had not changed, I still had to make minor adjustments and changes to make sure that I stayed on the track. And coming into the midpoint of the year, I stopped that. I kind of wanted to abandon all of the things that He had for me because I felt like I should have gotten to a certain point by now. And I stopped wanting to submit to the process altogether. And I thought it was just because I thought it was only because I was getting impatient or I was unsatisfied for where I'm at. But I'm so much farther than I've ever been in my life. So I had to sit back and look that even when it came down to my diet, I wasn't satisfied with eating the same foods, or even when it came to like just going to work and doing my routine, I wasn't satisfied with having to do the same things every day. And that's something I had to reconcile. I had to realize that that repetition, that consistency also comes in a lack of variety. And that's just because where I'm at right now, I just need to continuously be exposed to certain things so I know how to be familiar around them, and I'm not yet. And I wanted to kind of bypass that process. One thing that really altered, one experience that really altered my mind and shifted me back into reconciling this was one day when I was just really stuck in the middle of July, and my mom had called me, and she had just called me just to check up on me and ask me like, hey, did you get up and do your daily routine? I usually get up in the morning, go to the gym before work, etc. And I was like, no, I've been struggling because I've kind of just been tired of doing the same thing over and over. And she was like, Olu, you cannot stop doing what you've been doing because I have been using you as the reason to keep going on her journey. And I had other people in my life tell me similar things, and it just reminded me that again, I'm not just doing this for me. I'm growing and I'm learning and I'm being led by God so I can be an example, so I can be a vessel. And if I give up on the task that I'm on just because I'm tired and I'm uncomfortable and I'm, quite frankly, sometimes lazy because I don't like how things look or because I think things should be going faster or should be a little bit more dynamic, I'm missing the whole point of where I want to go. And I kind of let my selfish desires get in the way of the process that I already decided I wanted to submit to. And that really encouraged me that day that I'm not doing all of this in vain. I'm not doing this just for the fun of it, and I'm not just doing this to waste my time. That these are very intentional and purposeful things that I need to do so I can get to where I want to go, and I can't give up on it because of emotional blockage that I have. I really had to sit with that. I really had to reconcile that. I really had to take that to God and really decide what do I need to shift and change in my mind and my walk so that I can get back right coming into the rest of the year. It's August 2nd now, and I want to take the rest of this year to really propel me forward to where I want to go, the trajectory that I know I have for the rest of this year, and also prepare myself for 2026. I was watching this video from this BPN Athlete video, which is a nutrition company and a YouTube that I just enjoy watching. And it's a group of these athletes that are affiliated with this company, and they were doing a marathon. And the video was named Suffer Well. And basically, it came from the athletes before the race. They were talking about it's going to get hard at a certain point. You're going to hit a wall, but we train for this. We know exactly what's going to happen. We know that we have to keep taking the steps. We know we have to keep repeating the same stride and the same pace over and over to get to the desired uh, outcome they wanted for that race. And they said, suffer well, push through the pain, push through the struggle, push through that block, push through that wall, and see what the result is of that. And it reminded me, it's like, wow, this is yes a sprint season for me, where 2025 is a year where a lot of things are happening very quickly, and I'm really having to stay on my toes and push forward. But it's a sprint season that I have to remember has a sprint season that has a fast marathon pace, that I'm setting myself up for longevity, and I'm setting myself up for the next phase. But I have to remember that this too will pass, because I have to step into something new. This too is also a test for how well can I endure, how well can I persevere and push through the pain that I knew was coming. There's a level of pain for me for having to do some of the same things I do every day, just out of that reconcile that struggle of the desires of my heart and where I would like to be in life and where God has me. But that's a part of the process. And one thing I've been saying to myself over and over is suffer well, and just remember that I'm working for a purpose, and that I'm going to get somewhere that I've always dreamed of. And I'm already in a place now where I dreamed of. Like, I literally think about where I've gotten to from October 2024 to July 2025. 2 years ago was a dream, would have been a dream. Like, the me now that I've built in the last, what is that, 8 to 10 months, is literally a dream state. And it's just level one. It's just the level one of where I'm going to go in adulthood and manhood. And I'm excited. And I have to remember these wins, so I stay on the path, so I stay consistent, so I stay remembering that I wanted to be an example. I asked to want to lead. I asked to be the head and not the tail. I asked to bear the burden so I can help others with theirs. So I have to remember what it takes, and I can't dictate to God what it is that He needs to do in me, because I don't even know how bad my heart is. I don't even know how bad my flesh is. And I just always remember like the story in Jeremiah 29 to 31 about the Israelites getting sent away. But he talks about, because he loves them, he has to discipline them so he can shape them, so he can show them how he wants them to be morphed and to change and to evolve into the people that he wants them to be. And that's exactly where I'm at. And I'm always remembering that story, and I'm always remembering suffering well, and I always remember that this season will end. I just have to endure it with a cheerful spirit, not just with any spirit, but with a cheerful spirit. So I think that's really where I'm at right now. That's really where I've been keyed in, and taking that with me with my job, with this content, with my ventures, with all the things I'm working on right now. I'm making sure that I'm staying honed in, and I'm taking every step and every stride, no matter the pain, no matter the struggle, no matter the tiredness, no matter me feeling lazy, no matter me being happy or sad, and just knowing that this too will pass, and I will enjoy and reap the benefits of getting through it. That the fruit that I will produce will be because of the work that God has made me submit to. So, all that to say is, just remember why you started. Remember what you asked God to do for you and to how to show up in your life. And remember that He doesn't do anything that He doesn't need you to do. God is not a God of waste. God does not enjoy our suffering, but He knows that we need to go through process. We need to go through the uncomfortable so He can push through our flesh and get our spirit and our hearts aligned with His will. And I just think that's so beautiful and important, that because of the struggle, because of the hardship, that's where change and growth and opportunity arise for you to become better. So as you are taking your journey on wanting to be a better vessel and wanting to be an example for others, remember all these things so that you can suffer well as well.